All right, we live. Hello. Feels good to be back. Let me get settled here. Put this stuff away. All right, guys, what's going on? Happy Saturday. Welcome to, what episode is this? 56? Dang, the 56th Ask Me Anything live stream. So today is just going to be a chill stream to try to get back in my routine of all this stuff as I was away for a week on vacation. And it was some much needed time away, but also it feels good to be back, especially when you do work that you love. So if you're watching the replay of this stream and you missed the live portion of this, I try to stream every Saturday or Sunday, at least once on the weekend, at around 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to check the next one out, it's either going to be the 27th or the 28th. And the whole idea here is to just give you guys a lane or a gateway or an opportunity to just connect with me in a live setting. And I think streaming is extremely important for content creators because it shows your authentic self. You know, there's no hiding. There's nothing I can do to be fake in any way. No, this is who I am. And I think this is important in a world of social media where everything seems to be fake. So yeah, that's the intent of the stream. And also just to give you guys a chance to maybe ask some questions and just go from there. So I'm sort of out of sorts right now. It's interesting whenever you get back to the grind or back to your routine, there's always like this period where you're trying to get comfortable and get back in the rhythm of life. And so before that I left, I had this super consistent, what would you call it? Super regimented sort of schedule when it came to content creation, the podcast, and the live stream. And so I think I want to revert back to that schedule that I had. So if you guys don't know, I've been doing about one YouTube short on the main channel every single day, one regular video, either unfiltered or scripted or cinematic. It just sort of depends what I feel like. I try to post one regular video once a week. And then the live stream also once a week, but on the weekend. And what else? What else am I missing? Oh yeah, the podcast. So the podcast, it is 2 episodes a month, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's the one thing that I've been the most inconsistent with is the podcast. And I think a huge part of that, not just to shift blame, but it's tough when you have to rely on other people sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to get guests that you would like to talk to or that I find interesting. And so I think right now, 2 per month is what I can promise. I think I would love to do 1 a week for sure, if I could. The other issue there is the editing. Editing a podcast is not fun. It's probably the least enjoyable form of video editing there is. All this other stuff, I enjoy. I enjoy editing. Hey, afternoon, bro. What's up, Ken Smith? How you doing, Ken? How's my video, audio, and music? Okay. I tried to not mess around with any of my settings. I left all my settings the same, but hopefully everything is streaming properly. I'm sure someone will tell me if it's not. But what's going on for your Saturday, Ken? How you doing? How is everything? Sad about our conversation this morning about Mr. Anti-Gambler. That's a little unfortunate. It always makes me a little sad when I see, like, well, he hasn't quit, right? But I always find it a little discouraging when I see content creators sort of delete their old stuff, which kind of sucks. But hopefully, he'll be back. Or maybe he'll be rebranding his stuff and he'll be back better than ever. Who knows? We'll see. Doing good, all perfect, bro. Rethinking everything. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is tough, man. It's such a tough game to play. And even like me, for example, I still haven't figured this stuff out. I'm still trying to learn how to be a better content creator. How do I sit normally? Do I sit like this? I'm gonna sit properly. I gotta move this. Yeah, my desk is all out of sorts right now. But yeah, so like the whole YouTube thing, it's not easy, like just putting yourself out there. So I totally understand when fellow content creators, they want to take a break, or maybe the negativity is getting to them, or maybe they need a fresh start or something new. Like, I totally get it. I get it. It's, YouTube's not easy, man. It comes with a lot of challenges. On a surface level, it looks like a lot of fun and it's enjoyable, and there's a lot of perks and incentives that you can gain along the way. But also deep down, there's a lot of mental problems, self-esteem issues that you can develop, confidence issues. Like, it's tough, man. It's tough. I totally get it. Yo, AFRH Music, what's up, dude? How you been? Thanks for stopping by. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah, that's true. That's like a business 101 concept, that whatever business you have, if it's a YouTube channel, a TikTok account, an esports business, a Shopify store, a drop shipping website, whatever, like whatever business it is, it's eventually going to disappear, and no businesses last forever, right? And I'm aware of that. My YouTube channel is not going to be around forever. It is something that I absolutely love to do, so I'm probably just going to keep going for as long as I can, unless something changes. I always wonder, is there going to be another video platform that takes over YouTube? Or maybe VR or AR, virtual reality or augmented reality, becomes so popular and mainstream that something like YouTube becomes obsolete? It's a possibility, right? When I think about it now, I couldn't see a world without YouTube, considering how big Google is. But you never know, right? Things come and go, especially when it comes to technology. So I wonder what kind of, say if there was a shift, right? What would I do? Well, would I jump on the next platform? But if I didn't enjoy it, I don't think I would do it. So we'll see. Doing good. Almost time for my anatomy clinical exam. So I've just been grinding the human body, not literally. Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Grinding the human body. Not literally, of course. So what is that? Physiology, biology, kinesiology? What's the field that you're studying? Sounds like something related. Clinical exam. Clinical examination. University? College? Sounds like a lot of work, bro. That being said, if you love your content, subscriber counts should be the last thing that matters. Yeah, so subscriber count is interesting. When I first started YouTube, I'd always wake up in the morning and refresh my page, and just to see if I gained one subscriber or not. And there would be days where I would lose one or two, and I'd feel devastated. But I think this is a feeling that all new YouTubers have. It's just like the growing pains of being a content creator. You learn these things along the way, and you quickly realize that, subscriber number is cool. It's nice, but it doesn't really mean too much. So now I have these days where, you know, I'm extremely fortunate. You know, I don't take this for granted at all. But every day I've been gaining about 10 to 15 subscribers or so. So our tribe of people has been continually growing every single day, which is awesome, which is like super cool. But the previous version of me, I would have probably thought that gaining 10 to 15 subscribers every day would bring me happiness. But that's not what brings you happiness. It is the appreciation for the work, the creation of the work, and the response you get for your work. That is what brings me happiness. It's the content. You know, it's creating the video, it's editing the video, it's talking to you guys during the stream, it's making a short, doing the pod. You know, that's what makes me happy. Not seeing some arbitrary number increase by 15 or whatever. So yeah, so like the subscriber number, I just feel like it's something you got to learn. And it's just part of being a YouTuber, right? I study physical therapy in university. Hey, congrats. That's much respect. Much respect. I was unable to finish university, so I have all the admiration and respect for people who can make it through like a 4-year bachelor's program or whatever the structure is of your education in the country you live in. It's not easy. It's hard. There's so much theory. You have to be disciplined. You have to do all this homework and studying. And on top of that, you have to avoid partying, going out with your friends, playing video games, you know, watching the basketball or hockey game. Like there's so many distractions, especially for young people who are in university or college. Like it's so tough to be successful. And I succumbed to those temptations and I was unable to finish. So whenever I hear someone, you know, doing the university route and is succeeding, you know, you have my admiration and respect. But I have had my physiology exam as it's part of the new study. Got a B. Oh, nice. Hey man, just keep grinding, dude. That's awesome. That's sort of one thing I do regret, but also don't regret in a sense. Like it kind of sucks I don't have a certain specific career or profession that I can fall back on. But at the same time, man, I keep coughing. Because I didn't have that, I was thrown into this uncertainty when it came to my future. So it sort of forced me to adapt and try new things. So I wonder if I finished university, would I have ever gone out and, you know, picked up one of these things? Would I have ever got into videography if I had a profession and a future already lined up for me? Like I don't know. I have no idea. Because this passion that I developed, you know, I found it much later in life. So I always wonder, I always play that what if game, you know, like what if I zigged when I should have zagged? What if I took a left when I took a right? You know what I mean? It's an interesting idea to think about. Yo, Mountain Pepsi, what's up, dude? How you been, bro? Good to see you. I was really happy when I saw your comment on that other video. You're a name that I remember, bro. And I was like, hey, I remember you. How you been? Your variety of content is key to your success. Plenty of channel growth to come. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, the variety of content it's an interesting thing, right? Because it's not good for your channel necessarily. Like if you are going to create a channel about music, you should just post music. If it's going to be a cooking channel, just stick to cooking. Like generally you want to niche down, and this is like really good YouTube advice, which I know and people have told me, but for whatever reason I refuse to accept it. I always go against the grain. Creating a variety channel like mine, it's tough. It's tough to grow because there's no one clear niche, right? I sort of have like 3 sub niches. The main overarching idea of the channel is to promote self-improvement. because self-improvement is what I started, which improved my life and just made me an overall happier and fulfilled human being. But under that umbrella, there are also these two topics of psychedelics and addictions, where I have used psychedelics on my self-improvement journey to better my life, which has also helped me to overcome my addictions. So I sort of have this like triforce going on of self-improvement, psychedelics, and addictions. And they sort of work in tandem, but not really, if I'm being honest. However, these are three subjects that I am passionate about, right? So this is why I go through these cycles, and my videos aren't always niched down. So, you know, for a random viewer or a newcomer to the channel, they might stumble upon my main page and be confused. They'll be like, oh man, this Derek guy, what is he posting about? He has like a gambling video, he has a mushroom video, he has a morning routine video. Like, it's too convoluted and all over the place. So, but I know that though. So I'm willing to sacrifice my growth analytically for my happiness and fulfillment. Because now it's easy for me to keep going. Because I just create content about stuff I love. If there's a day where I'm not passionate about psychedelics anymore, for example, then I'll probably post less about it. And so that is the decision that I've made for my channel. And it's one that sometimes I might regret, or I double think. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, how much more successful would I have been? But then I also ask myself, would I trade my happiness and fulfillment for more artificial numbers, for more views, more subscribers? And I think the answer is no. And I'm just willing to wait. And I'm happy to do that. Yo, Red! What's up, Red? Sorry, I gotta catch up on the chat. What's good? Welcome back. Yeah, man, it's good to be back. I feel so relaxed. It's tough for me because I love my work. Like, I love doing these streams. It's so much fun for me. I know this gives a lot of people anxiety. It's like, oh man, I'm on camera, I'm live, I might say something stupid. For me, whatever. Doesn't bother me. But taking that week away where I had no Wi-Fi, I had no connection, I had no service on my phone. I didn't bring my laptop, I didn't bring any of my stuff. I just brought my camera to film, and I had my phone because, you know, I need my phone for GPS and get around, right? And it was great. I feel refreshed, I feel rejuvenated. I feel like reinvigorated when it comes to my work, and I was so excited to just like get back to the grind. And maybe it's something that I need to work on. I'm not the best when it comes to vacations, but I think they are definitely necessary to add a certain level of balance to your life. So it was great. It was great. And even though I was on vacation, I still made a video. And when I got back, like, the first thing I did was I edited that video that I posted. I think it was 4 days ago. So if you guys missed that one, it's a picture of me standing in front of this mountain. No, actually, no, it's not. I changed the thumbnail. I changed the thumbnail to my dad, who was standing in the same place, because he had this like super bright yellow raincoat. And I was like, oh, this thumbnail of my dad or this picture of my dad is so much better than me. So I switched the thumbnail the other day. Let me see. Thanks. Yeah, life is going great. A lot of things happening, and I'm planning to start a YouTube channel. Yo, let's go. Yeah, I really liked your most recent video. Hey man, whenever any of you guys are considering, contemplating, or thinking about creating a YouTube channel, just do it. Just do it. Don't worry about the quality or the lighting. Who cares? Just grab your phone, right? Use the front-facing camera. Bam, record and go. It could easily be one of the best decisions you'll ever make. It's so much fun. Like, everything about creating content, for me, it's so enjoyable. It's so cool. And even look at these connections, right? I get to like meet up with you guys. and we get to catch up and chat. It's so cool, like building a tribe of people that can resonate with your message. So if you're ever thinking about doing it, just, I'm all for it. Like, I don't know how to encourage you more. Diamond Hands. Yo, Diamond Hands, what's up? Hi, Derek. Not counting betting sports online, how often do you gamble now in the casinos? The answer to that is never. Never. Since I quit, the last time I've been to a casino. When's the last time I've been to a casino? Well over 5 years, I think. Like when I said I quit gambling in 2012, it took me until 2013 to seriously quit. But pretty much since then, there's been no more blackjack, no more roulette, no more craps, no more sick bow, no more slot, like nothing. There was nothing. There's like a couple times I do play poker, you know, with friends, family, home games for $5, like small stuff. But going to the casino every day like I did in the past, that's long gone. It's in my rear view mirror, and I'm probably never going back. Good afternoon, Red. Yes. Let's see. Yes, but your channel has something for everyone, which is far too rare. Much respect, bro. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I get this mix of people. Like some people come to my channel for like the gambling stories, right? And it's awesome because I have all these crazy, wild, can't believe I did these things, adventures in my past, which I haven't really told anyone or documented anywhere. So I have like a plethora of infinite stories that I could tell you about wild trips to the casino and just hanging out with degenerates and pool halls and just, oh my goodness, this is chaos. This is absolute chaos. But it's cool because there's some people that gain value from that, right? Or it helps them out in some way. And then also there are the other people that are into maybe the cinematography stuff, the videography stuff. Maybe there's someone out there that's thinking about starting their own self-improvement journey or starting a self-improvement channel, or looking for more information about psychedelic mushrooms and how you can microdose to improve your life. Like there's so many different topics that come up. And I really enjoy all of them. So it's fun for me too, right? Because I don't always have to stick to the same thing. Like imagine if I had to make psychedelic videos every single week and that's all I could talk about. Oh, excuse me. Like imagine if that's all I could talk about. It'd be so boring. Sorry about the coughing. I need some water or something. You know, my vocal cords are not used to the constant talking or something. It took a week off and now they're like strained. Let me see. Oh yeah, before I forget, I am so excited for tomorrow. I have a podcast coming out with a guest that I've been trying to get on since January of 2022. So 17 months now. And they finally came on a couple of days ago and we recorded the podcast and I finished editing it. Like a fully well edited, like professional style podcast with like multiple camera angles. And it's like the best podcast I've ever done. I'm so excited for tomorrow. So that podcast is going to drop tomorrow morning. I think 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, something like that. I'm not going to tell you who the guest is, but their channel is miles bigger than mine. So this is a big step for me, a content creator who I really look up to and draw inspiration from. And, you know, I was fortunate enough and lucky enough for him to agree to come on and have a conversation. And it's about an hour and a half. So yeah, big episode coming out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Let me see. I think that's actually unique about your channel. Haven't found any other channels that talk about this topic like gambling stuff and mushrooms. Yeah, they're sort of like they're kind of weird topics to connect, right? Like when you think about psychedelic mushrooms, you don't really associate that with overcoming a gambling addiction. Usually you hear about psychedelics benefiting people with depression or anxiety or something like that, right? There are a lot of documented benefits when it comes to microdosing psilocybin that is helpful for those issues. However, I've used psychedelics and I've had these profound experiences which really showed me what was valuable in my life. And it really taught me what gratitude was and, how much I appreciate my family and the people I love and, why I should try to be the best person I can be and stop wasting time on trivial things like gambling and Netflix and video games and all these stupid bad habits I had before. And so there is a connection there where I have used psychedelics in a sense that are related to self-improvement, which in turn has helped me overcome my addictions. So I'm sort of trying to piece that puzzle together. It's sort of like an abstract way to think about it, but hopefully they can sort of interconnect in some way, if I'm making any sense. It is one of the best channels, Mountain Pepsi. Hey, Ken Smith. Ken Smith, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. You always have very kind things to say. I appreciate you, brother. That's good to hear, man. Glad you're back focused. Yes. Glad to be back too, Red. I don't think you have to worry about video topics on your channel. You're a lifestyle channel, so there are plenty of topics to make content about. Just put them in different playlists and have structure. Yeah, maybe I could do a better job with playlists. I have a bunch of random playlists on my channel. I don't really think about them too much. I have one playlist titled My Favorite Videos. And so whenever I have like a piece that I'm really excited about, I'll sort of put it into that playlist. But yeah, so I guess that kind of makes sense. A lifestyle channel. I never really considered it like that. Because like the way that I've been creating content is that, most content creators, they'll be like, I need to think about a video, a title or a thumbnail, and in a way that it will do well. So you're sort of like thinking about the idea before you create it, right? You want to try to find a topic or a keyword or a niche or something that is going to perform well or you think will do well. But what I've been doing is that instead of like just trying to figure out what the story is or figure out something that works, I've just been telling stories about what I have done already. I have so many interesting life experiences in my past where I don't have to try to think of one and go seek it out to make a video about it. Instead, I'll just like share something interesting that's happened to me. And then the video idea kind of just stems from that, if that makes any sense. Like in the beginning, when I created my YouTube video, I'm like, okay, what type of video can I make will do well? Should I make a video about eating kiwis? Should I make a video about my morning routine? Like you're thinking about it from this place where you don't have the story beforehand. You're just trying to create one that you think will do well in a video. Whereas now I'm like, I have all these stories that I can just kind of pull and reach from. I'm like, oh, I did this before. Let's just make a video about that. So that's sort of like where my content has been going. Hence the influx of unscripted videos. So I have totally abandoned my Google Docs scripting and teleprompter. I used to have a teleprompter. It's back here somewhere. I could like attach it to my lens. So those days are gone. Let's see. Love your motivational videos. Hey, Diamond Hands. Thanks. Yeah, I throw those in every once in a while from time to time. I enjoy those as well. Have you ever considered making videos where you read trip reports and comment on them afterwards? I love listening to those. Like read trip reports from other people and then comment on them? I don't think I've ever considered that. Would that be like, that's sort of like a reaction video, but instead of reacting to a video, you are reacting to someone's trip report? Maybe I should try. That sounds interesting. That sounds like fun. But no, I've never really considered that. I know that the reaction videos perform super well on YouTube. Like if you just find any type of video that's recent, which is controversial or maybe a little sensitive, and you react to it with an extreme polarizing response, that will garner a huge amount of attention and views. The only problem I have with that is, that's not really me. I sort of feel like you're stealing other people's videos in a sense. But maybe if I'm just like reading someone's trip report, maybe off of Reddit or something, might be a little different. I don't know. We'll see. I have lots of time to plan and consider what type of videos I want to make this month, because I have like an empty slate right now. I have nothing pre-recorded or pre-made. Like when I said I took a week off, like I took a week off. Like there was nothing. There was no more thumbnail ideas, title ideas. There was nothing. So I am on empty right now. So we'll see what I can come up with. Looking forward to that podcast. I will check it out. Like and comment, bro. Hey, Ken. Appreciate you as always, dude. Yeah, so yeah, big podcast coming out tomorrow. Super excited to share it with you guys. Wow, what is that? I don't think I've ever read that word before, Red. Crocodile? Looks like crocodile? Crocodile. Crocodile? Am I saying that right? Is greater than PCP, which is greater than shrooms. Jokes aside, good to hear that psychedelics are helping you out. Sorry, I'm a noob. What is this Desomorphine is a semi-synthetic opioid commercialized by Roche with powerful, fast-acting effects such as sedation and what word is that? Oh my gosh. I have never heard of that before. Is it a form of morphine? Desomorphine? Am I embarrassing myself right now? What the heck is this? Red, what is this? What are you sending me, bro? Is this like some craziness? Do I lick this off a toad's ass? Is that what this is? Is this one of those things in the Amazon? Shit. Desomorphine. Oh man, synthetic opioid sounds terrifying. Ay. Let me see. Vivek is a pretty big channel that talks about psychedelics and reads trip reports from online and from subscribers. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me put that in a tab. I'll check it out after the stream. Vivek. 89,000 subs. Oh wow, yeah, they got all the psychedelic thumbnails going on, all the chaos and darkness. I wonder about that though. Like, isn't that copyright infringement? Like the thumbnails? Because I've seen some of these psychedelic pictures before. I'm always worried about like copyright infringement. I always like pay for my stuff. Like the music that's playing below, I pay for it. I don't want any issues with like copyright or like stealing other people. Like I'm not about that. Like if I want to use your music for my stream, I'll gladly pay for it. Let me see. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I'll keep that in the tab. I'll check it out after the stream. Oh, I see. So in his description, he says, "Send me your trip reports," and his email. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe I can try one out. We'll see. Real recognizes real, bro. I hate typos. More than a channel, you are a true friend. Big shout out to Chris, Blackout Gambler. Yeah, our boy Blackout Gambler. That was a good podcast. Man, I need a week off. Sick of the rat race. I did embarrass myself. Come on, Red. How come you gonna set me up like that? I don't know idea what that crocodile whatever it was. Isn't PCP a deliriant? See, these outside of mushrooms, I don't really know too much about any type of recreational drugs. Mushrooms has been like, I don't know why. I'm very wary of trying substances, but for whatever reason with mushrooms, just because of the fact that they can kind of grow naturally, maybe it's like the synthetic thing. Maybe I'm sort of scared of anything that's synthetic or man-made in pill form, whereas a mushroom, like, it just kind of grows, right? So maybe that's why I was sort of comfortable in trying it. But yeah, that's like pretty much the only substance that I have personal experience in. And of course, like marijuana, right? Like everyone. Let's see. I heard you're Red. No days off here. Yeah, dude, the rat race, man. Red. Bro, I feel you, man. I went back to work on Monday, and it was like a disaster. Like, all of my customers at work were all out of sorts. Like, I was just like fixing problems all day from like being off the previous week. It's a pain. However, I think it's a necessary pain. Right? I think there is definitely some benefit to the rat race, right? Because even look at the stuff that I'm doing. I'm trying to build a business, trying to build a YouTube channel, a podcast. Like, I'm trying to build up forms of, I hate this term, but it's like passive income, right? Where, the business is generating some money where I don't have to clock in and clock out on a structure or like a specific schedule. But there's nothing wrong about making active income at the same time. So I think that's part of the process, right? It also makes you appreciate this creative work, because there's days when I go to the day job and I'm like, man, I'm just not in the mood to just drive in this traffic, bro. And it's just so annoying. You just feel lethargic. You just don't want to do it. Like, you're going to a job you're not passionate about. However, it gives me this perspective that when the day is done and I get to go home to this stuff, it gives me this level of appreciation that I don't think I would have unless I did the day job. So in a sense, I am glad that I am struggling, right? Because it's going to make me appreciate the success or the finish line or whatever mountain I climb that this channel gets to eventually. It's going to really make me appreciate all this stuff that we're building here. Whereas if I was some 19, 20-year-old that just blew up on YouTube and never worked a day in my life, I probably wouldn't appreciate it. I probably wouldn't know what I have. And so, again, like, I'm trying to escape the rat race as well. I am trying to build my business and do it full time and just stop this courier day job that I'm doing. But in the meantime, I think active income, it's, there's some positives to it as well. One of the deadliest drugs, try it at your own risk. Oh my God, dude. Shit. Oh man. I remember when YouTube wasn't anal about copyright. Now, oh yeah, YouTube, their algorithm is wild. Like, even if I like play a video and put it on screen during the stream, like, it will detect that like that. And like I've seen streams get shut down before. So like you got to be very careful with like the copyright stuff. And luckily for me, like I do everything myself. But you know what I would really love to do is I would love to do the music myself too. Because my whole life I played piano, I did examinations. I was like close to becoming a teacher. I think I had 1 year left in the Royal Conservatory to get my teaching license for piano. I think I needed to finish grade 8. And I finished 7, I think. Or 6. I was like 1 or 2 years away from all my music piano stuff. So I know how to play, I know how to compose, read, write. And so I would love to just make an original composition of music and have that for my own videos. That would be super cool. But again, it's like time, right? That's on sort of the bottom of my priorities. Maybe when the day job is no longer required, I can get back into music, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think you can copyright from an image, and my music is free to use for background music, by the way, but it's not really that type of music. Oh yeah, I checked out your channel, dude. I checked out your music. I was listening to one track. It was like some type of Call of Duty remix. I was like getting me hype, bro. But no copyright from an image. Oh, that's interesting. So can I just use like Google Images freely for thumbnails without worrying about that stuff? In a weird way, the rat race is a motivation for me to keep moving and improving. Yeah, that's exactly, right? Like me too. Because it's sort of like when you're there, it gives you that motivation and inspiration to do something outside of work, right? Or maybe not even quit. Maybe just start like a small passion project on the side, right? Like you never know. Like you never know what would happen. Or maybe it motivates you to start a brand new field or try something new or study a certain course or something, right? So what's your day job? Okay, so my day job is I am a courier for FedEx. Originally it was like a 9 to 5 thing. I would deliver packages in the morning and do that whole thing, right? But now luckily I work part-time, and I really appreciate this too, is that part-timers, we get full benefits. And so I didn't really lose anything when I stepped down. And so I just work in the afternoon doing pickups, and it gives me the opportunity to raise my kids in the morning. And then also, because I'm not like driving around delivering packages all the time, I'm sort of like going from big company to big company, spending a lot of time at certain businesses and picking up a whole ton of packages. There is a lot of driving in between, so I have this peace and quiet to where I can listen to audiobooks. And so I get numerous hours of podcast listening and audible audiobooks, not read or listened to, I guess, while I'm at work. So it's sort of like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. I have a day job. It gives me a little bit of money and benefits for my family. Also, a courier job is very physical. You're lifting boxes that are up to like 75, 80 pounds. So I'm getting like a pretty good workout, along with like walking around. Like there's pretty common to get like 8,000 steps per day, generally, something like that. And then third is it gives me time to myself to consume audiobooks and learn more things, which is where my improved vocabulary and ideas come for this channel, is just learning from all the great philosophers and all the great authors who came before us. So yeah, so that's a day job. It's completely opposite of what you think I'd probably do, right? I drive around in one of those, like, those Mercedes Sprinter vans. It's like a white van. It's like a Mercedes. It's kind of long. I drive one of those things, and it has like a sticker on it, like a FedEx sticker. It has like a decal on the side. Well, there are psychedelics, dissociatives, and deliriants. Synthetic or not doesn't really matter. Just what type of hallucinogen it is. Lots of tough words in there, bro. I'm impressed you can spell all those, because I definitely can't. Hallucinogens. Like LSD, synthetic, but really safe. Yeah, LSD is on my short list of things I definitely want to try. The issue is finding the trustworthy source, right? That's the issue. And also like the legality of these things. Again, depending on what country you're in, a lot of this stuff is like it's illegal, right? Like in the US, mushrooms and psychedelics are Schedule 1 drugs, which is really unfortunate. But I've mentioned this before. In Canada, we are very open and accepting to this type of stuff. I've even had conversations with cops before about like psychedelic mushrooms, and their response to me has always been, as long as you're not like selling it, like we don't have time, nor do we care. Like we're going after criminals, we're going after murderers, rapists, people that commit crime and fraud and steal. Like these are the people that we're going after, the human traffickers, the bad guys. We don't care about like some dude eating a couple psychedelic mushrooms in his basement by himself, right? Like they don't care. And even our laws, you can buy the spores legally. In Canada, you can just buy them legally, grow them yourself. So it's interesting. It still needs to be pushed forward a little more, I think, because like the amount of benefits that are coming out now, especially in scientific papers, like we're talking about people with PTSD, clinical depression, extreme amounts of anxiety, like finding benefit in psychedelics. And you know, if people can use these substances to improve their lives and they're not affecting us, like any of like the regular community in a negative way, then you know, I'm all for it. Going to unplug for the rest of the afternoon and enjoy the outside. Stay strong and stay blessed all. Hey, Ken Smith, enjoy your weekend, bro. You're probably long gone, but thanks for coming by, Ken. Over here, it's raining, dude. Where's my window? Yeah, it's just raining over here. Weather sucks today. We're gonna have family barbecue tomorrow. So tomorrow is gonna be a family day. Today is strictly a content day. I woke up early. I finished editing the podcast that's coming out tomorrow. Did that. Got ready for this live stream, and then I got to catch up on a whole bunch of other videos and even like YouTube shorts that I want to create. As man, the channel not took off, but it's been gaining a lot of traction, especially in April. And April was the first month where I gained 100,000 views in a month and like over 400 subscribers. Like I've never had a month like that before. And so that momentum has sort of carried over into May, even though last week I sort of did nothing. And so I want to keep that momentum going, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Compose a trap beat. Okay, I definitely can't do that. Yeah, I'm classical piano all day, which is also the reason for the music choice on my stream. I don't know, something about classical piano I just love. Whenever I'm writing or reading, I have like a playlist on Spotify that I usually listen to. When I'm like reading something, I'll listen to classical music. When I'm writing for my newsletter, I'll listen to classical music. And then when I do the live stream, I love to listen to classical music. For whatever reason, it's just something that is very soothing and enjoyable for me. I know it like resonates with me in a very strange way. I just thumbnail images from Google, no problems yet. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Been doing that for years. Oh, wow. Huh. What have I been doing? Being a pussy? See, the other thing too is like I try to practice photography, and so like my thumbnails are usually like of something or of myself. And so I haven't really had a need too much to Google an image, but like maybe for like a gambling video or something, I might need to in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But good to know. Thanks for the tip, bro. I just assumed like everything was copyright. But I don't know, we'll see. Where's Kevin with the drama? Shit. Yo, a lot of people ask me about that guy. Kevin's so funny. He's like, I don't know what you would call it. What do you call like a... man, they have different terms for this in the US. When you go to college in the US, you're like a senior, junior, freshman, and there's like 4, right? Senior, junior, freshman, and there's something else. What do you call it when you like go to college? I guess are you a freshman first? What are the 4? But anyways, so Kevin was like this guy, he's like in college, and then he is fairly red-pilled. I guess I am sort of as well. And so he started making this like, oh, sophomore. Thank you, Diamond Hands. Oh my God. What's the order? Is it freshman, sophomore, junior, senior? Because we don't have that in Canada. So I don't know what the rankings are. Well, anyways, let's just say he's like a freshman in college. And he told me like he was thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And I was like, dude, do it. Like start your YouTube channel, whatever it's going to be on. I was assuming self-improvement. And then once you start it, like come on my podcast and we'll have a conversation and I'll help you out any way I can. I'll promote your channel, whatever. And so he was like this super red-pilled dude. And he's like posting about like masculinity. And it's so wild because you get all these like hateful sort of comments because, you know, this topic of masculinity, it's labeled as toxic masculinity, you know, which is a little unfortunate, right? But that guy brings all the drama and it's fun. I enjoy talking to him. I wonder what he's doing. He had a video blow up, I think, last month. He got like 300,000 views on like a embrace masculinity video that he made. Super wild. I'm red, but I'm not pilled. Yeah, the pills are interesting. Like I consider myself fairly red-pilled, but what I tell people is that you want to take a pill and not the whole bottle, right? That's the main idea that a lot of people mess up, especially with like the Andrew Tate stuff or the black pill incel stuff or like any of those groups. It's when you go too deep and now all of a sudden you end up joining an ideology and it kind of affects the way that you can think critically. And so I agree with a majority of the red pill ideas, for example, right? But that is not my identity. I am not someone who is like all into that world. I'm sort of more of like, you know, you want to achieve something, accountability, right? Work hard, be disciplined, get after it, right? Don't blame the government for your shortcomings. Don't blame society. Don't blame the tax man, right? You can do something with your life if you take full accountability. And that part of the red pill is what I totally resonate with, you know, putting in the work. And so I think it's a little dangerous when you talk to someone, they're like, oh, I'm totally blue-pilled. And that's like their whole identity. I'm like, oh, man. So does that mean you subscribe to all the ideas from the blue pill? Like, what if you personally don't agree with something there? Now you have to go along with their entire narrative because that's part of your whole identity. That's sort of like why I love being firm in the center. I am a fairly centered person who leans left, right, red, blue, depending on topic, idea, issue, whatever it is. And I think that's like a good way to live your life because I have no preconceived ideas, notions, teams, beliefs, nothing. I don't have like a set of ideas that I have to support or that I have to subscribe to because of some team that I joined. And so for me, that's why I can talk in a healthy manner about religion or about politics or about drugs or about the pills. It's because I don't have a horse in the race, right? So if you guys say something that I don't agree with or it goes against my beliefs, I don't get upset. And unfortunately, too many people on social media get upset, right? Which kind of sucks. Man, I gotta stop coughing. Yes, yeah, the order is right. Okay, cool. That's correct. So it is freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Okay. Because here we say year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Like, stupid. Comedy genius. Tate definitely took the whole bottle. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. I agree with a lot of stuff that guy has to offer, but also at the same time I can strongly disagree with a couple things too. But yeah, there's a lot of good things that he has to say. But I think also you don't want to have that mentality where, like, say Andrew Tate says something crazy, right? And it upsets you. What you don't want to do is completely write him off entirely as a person. So say me, for example, I saw like a couple of those TikToks and YouTube shorts where he's like just saying wild stuff. I'm like, wow, who is this dude? And so in my mind, I had this like preconceived idea of who he was, right? But I'm like, stuff gets taken out of context all the time. It happens to me. People will see like a 20-second YouTube short that I have, and they'll come to a conclusion for the type of person I am. Like, I get it. And so I try to make sure I don't have that same opinion of other people. And so I went to the, what do you call it? Like the podcast section of Spotify, and I listened to the full Your Mom's House podcast and all the long form conversations he's had, just to find out, who this guy is. And the interesting thing is he has a lot of really good advice for businesses, entrepreneurs type of thing. And so like if I have this preconceived idea where I hate the guy, I might miss out on the little nuggets of wisdom from like his business, for example. So I've learned like a couple very interesting things when it comes to entrepreneurship from the dude, right? So, but yeah, it's like, on the other end, there are some guys that take what Andrew Tate says for gospel, right? And they're like these super Andrew Tate fanboys, and they're just like, they view him as like some deity or some savior. Like, again, like I don't think that's healthy either, right? Again, it's like the polar extremes. I think it's healthy to be somewhere in the middle, right? And so even if you are like some super Andrew Tate fanboy, it's probably hard for you to be honest and disagree with something that he says if you believe he's wrong, right? So I don't know. This is interesting thing to talk about because he's eventually going to come back, right? Dudes who full on red pill rage are the funniest. Yeah, it's like any of the extremes, right? I'm so alpha and base, bro. Testosterone levels over 9,000, bro. You gotta smoke cigars to increase your testosterone, bro. I'm not a Tate fan, but there are some things I agree with him on, especially on modern dating marriage. Yeah, he has some interesting points there. Yeah, it's a lot. Like if we make this stream about this guy, there'll be like an endless amount of things we'd have to discuss. It gets deep. But sort of like the way that I view any of these, would you call him like a motivational speaker? Like what is he actually? Like how would you describe or categorize Andrew Tate? He's not really like an influencer. He's like an ex-kickboxer who is a super successful business owner. He's the what color is your Bugatti guy. But anyways, regardless, name the person, right? I think it's good to draw a lot of ideas from different people. So like me, for example, a lot of my inspirations would be Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Jocko Willink, David Goggins. Like there's a wide variety of people that I draw inspiration from. Even people that I strongly disagree with, like that guy with the blue hair. What's his name? Destiny. He's sort of like the opposite of Andrew Tate. Like he's on like the super woke side. There's a lot of things that I disagree with that guy says, but also I don't let that take away from my ability to maybe, learn something that he has to say, because he's like a very well-spoken and well-read guy, or at least it seems like so. But he's kind of funny because that guy gets a ton of hate too. All these people on the extreme ends of the spectrum, they get an exorbitant amount of attention and success, but I don't think I'd want to be like either of them. I'm comfortable in the middle, bro. I'm comfortable splitting the difference. I majored in red pill studies at Hustlers University. No, see, Destiny. What do you think of Destiny, Red? That guy makes me laugh. I'm like, so many things he says, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, especially like his ideas on like women and his girlfriend and other dudes like pegging his girl. Like, I don't know, man, that is wild. But also like there are some arguments, from his side, which have a lot of credibility and, are actually factual, right? So, but it's also kind of tough, right? It's tough to look at people like that with an objective lens and try to be pragmatic, I guess you could say. But it's something that I try really hard at. Yeah, I'm fine with being independent. Both sides can suck it. Yeah, it's like I think Red, me and you are sort of similar. Who's really popularizing this sort of mentality, and I can't believe I missed this, but is that guy Lex Friedman. He's very reasonable, I guess you would say. Maybe he's like the leader of this like center movement. So I really resonate with Lex. He's another guy that I gain a lot of inspiration from. I'm a huge Lex Friedman fan. The only issue with his work is that I feel like it's too high up intellectually for me to understand. Like, I don't know if do you guys listen to Lex Friedman's podcast? A lot of his episodes, they're talking about like some type of neuroscience or artificial intelligence or some type of coding or space exploration. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It sort of like goes over my head. It's like too deep at times for me. So again, it's like I try to pick some ideas that can help me and then I sort of like move on. But another big fan of his work. Personally, I don't like him, but I can see why people get motivated by him. By Destiny or Tate? Which one are you referring to, Mountain? Lex is cool. His Kanye interview was hilarious. Yo, the podcast with Kanye is nuts. I was like, what is this? Like, what is going on? I was proud of Lex in that, like, he didn't get like starstruck by Kanye, as I'm sure like most podcast guests would. I'd imagine it'd be tough to fight back. Not fight back. What's a proper wording here? To push back, right? To push back against some of things that Kanye says, because people may be like huge hip hop fans. They may be starstruck by the guy. Oh my God, Kanye West. Like, he's an icon in the hip hop world. And so like, I think Lex did a really good job at trying to push back, especially on like the Like the Jewish stuff is rough, man. I don't understand that whole thing in the slightest. Like the anti-Semitic stuff. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Like that whole racial part, just, I don't know, man. I hate anything that's related to hate or discrimination in any way. That's like not cool. Like, come on now. Like, we're in 2023. Like, we still have this like type of stuff in the world. So that's a little unfortunate. Have you considered adding text to your thumbnails? Considering most people just look at the thumbnail before they click on videos. Yeah, so I've gone back and forth on text and thumbnails. Generally, text is okay, but I'm sort of in this, like, I don't know what you would call it, like this Discord group with like these super successful YouTubers, and we have like a sub channel for thumbnails. And these guys, they do that, like, I don't know what you call it, A/B testing or whatever. They do all this like testing all the time with thumbnails with text, thumbnails without text, sort of like the Mr. Beast style, where generally it seems like the best thumbnails are ones that are bright, ones that stand out, ones that have as few elements as possible and get straight to the point. Like, say for example, like a Mr. Beast thumbnail is like perfect. There'll be like his face blown up with a reaction, and the thing, the item or the element, what the video is about, on the other side, and use a rule of thirds, right? Which is like a photography term, where you don't have the image just in the center. You want to have it in the 33% lines. And yeah, it seems like generally less is better and simple is better. So I just kind of go with the no text on my thumbnails. My thumbnails definitely need work. Photography is one of my weak points because I am a videographer sort of by trade before. I wasn't a paid photographer in any sense. I did zero photography work. I'm not good at taking stills. I'm not good at taking pictures. That's not my thing. My whole thing was video. And so thumbnails is something that I definitely need to work on and get better at. I hope Kanye gets his mind right. Yeah. He also was on Alex Jones' podcast too, right? Dude is wild, man. The only thing that kind of sucks, but like the whole Kanye stuff, it's like, it reinforces this idea that if you're brash, if you have a wild take, if you're polarizing, if you're just like willing to say extreme stuff on social media, you get tons of clicks and impressions and views. And that kind of sucks. I sort of hate that about social media because that's a game that I don't play well at all. I'm not good at that. Like, I don't enjoy attacking people or jumping on controversial topics and just getting into heated arguments or debates or disagreement. Like, I don't enjoy that negativity in my life at all. I have no need for it. Even though I know that if I did more of that, say for example, then I would get a lot more attention. Like, I made one video once where I really disagreed with that guy Sneeko, and I made a video pretty much telling everyone why I disagreed with him, why I thought he was wrong. I used like everything, like that whole attention grabbing negativity. I did that once, and it got like a tremendous amount of engagement. Oh my gosh, like the comments and views that I got from that stupid video was wild. But I didn't enjoy the negativity that came with it. So I got rid of that video. I unlisted it. I'm like, why do I have this? This doesn't represent who I am at all. It doesn't represent this message that I'm trying to promote of self-improvement, right? So I hate all that stuff. I hate it. I'm just not interested. Not interested. I don't want any of that negative vibes or energy in my life at all. So that was probably like the last like controversial video that I was ever gonna post, and it's gone from my channel now. it's cool because once you unlist something, like YouTube kills it algorithmically. So if I do put it back to public, I think it'll just stay like flatlined in terms of views. While Kanye is bipolar, they tend to have manic episodes. And I think he said he stopped taking his meds. Oh, geez, really? What type of meds? Like antipsychotic meds or something? Might be why he's so crazy. Oh, geez. Oh, no, bipolar medication. Wait, is there a bipolar medication? Is that a thing? And even if it is a thing, like how well does that work? Yeah, I know. I think I've met only like maybe 2 people in real life that are bipolar. It's very interesting. I had a conversation with a guy once who was bipolar, and it was at work. And he was super chill, super friendly guy. We were just like shooting the shit over lunch, talking about, I don't know what we were talking about, some movie or some restaurant or something like that, like some type of food that we both enjoyed. And then I had to phone him for some issue at work related. And he was just on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, just like aggressive and like full of rage and just antagonizing me and just yelling at me and just like, I'm just like, whoa, like what happened here? Like, bro, we were just cool like the other day. Now what's going on? I think that was like the first time I ever met someone that was bipolar. It's very strange. It's almost as if it's like a split personality or like some type of schizophrenia. It's like they go from 0 to 100 just out of nowhere, and it completely changes the person and who they are. Very, very bizarre. I don't know how to deal with this person. I'm like, oh my gosh. So whenever I see them, I sort of let them initiate the conversation, because then I can, based off how they approach me, I can figure out the type of mood or state that they're in, which is like seems kind of wild, but I don't know how to deal with this person. So I'm just like, whatever, if it's work related, it's work related. If they want to talk about something, I'll always talk, right? I'll never like hold a grudge or whatever, but I sort of let them initiate the conversation now, and then I basically just react off of whatever mood they're in. It's like a ticking time bomb. I think your thumbnails are very pleasing to the eyes, but at first glance, you wouldn't know what they're about. Yeah, that's like an issue too, right? Because the other thing, like with some of the self-improvement stuff, it's like, man, how do I make a thumbnail that lives up to the promise of the title? Because that's a thing, right? It's like the title and the thumbnail have to work in tandem with each other, and the video has to live up to the promise of what you're trying to show, right? Because that's the first thing the viewers see. And with Mr. Beast, most people know what his content is about, so he doesn't need text. Yeah, I see. Yeah, text could... It's interesting. It's like, it could definitely help. Like I could maybe write something in text on the thumbnail. But also, like, I think the few thumbnails that I did with text, I don't think they did very well. Let me see. Let me go into my analytics here. Is there a way you can sort by click-through rate for all your videos? Actually, maybe if I go into advanced, I would wonder. Click-through rate. Like click-through rate lifetime. Because I think the only thumbnail I had that had text that did well was that muscle up video, like one of my very, very first videos. And I think like on the thumbnail I just sort of wrote like 30 days or something like that. Oh, I wrote 30 days muscle up on the thumbnail. Yeah. Oh man, click-through rate is wild. It like varies like crazy. So the best video is the psychedelic mushroom one, 11% click-through rate. Well, the second best is a Rubik's Cube video. That's weird. 10.5% click-through rate. Gambling will ruin your life, 9%. Psychedelics, 9. Here, why Sneeko is wrong about Hamza. 8.8% click-through rate. Oh man, and like 100-something comments. This is a wild video. Kiwi, 8.6. Gambling, 8. Where is something with text? Oh, here, text. So the video with text that had the highest click-through rate was a muscle up, and it's 8.1%. Yeah, I don't know. It's the other thing too. It's like maybe it's my style. I don't know. I don't know. Thumbnail is like it's an ever-evolving thing. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how my photography skills improve in time. It's something that I definitely lack. What's up with all the hearts? Oh wait, I had this conversation with someone. Simone, is that you? That's funny. Let me see. LMAO Sneeko. The human mind is a weird one. Yeah. Like the human mind, it's very strange. Like you have some people are just completely out there, right? So bipolar, bi meaning two, polar poles. Bipolar is having two poles, so basically two personalities. Yeah, so that's pretty much why it's like 0 to 100, right? It's so strange. I wonder how common is that? How common is bipolar a disease? Or is it disorder? Like, what do you call it? Bipolar. Oh, disorder. Bipolar disorder causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs, mania or hypomania, and lows, all the way down to depression. Wow. That's incredible. You know what's one thing that I'm appreciative of in my life is that I have no underlying health issues, any type of clinical depression, anxiety, sad, like nothing. I don't have anything like that. I'm very fortunate because I know there's a lot of people that struggle with these type of ailments, right? I think the only type of issue I ever had was like maybe social anxiety. Like, you know, when you're an adolescent, like a teenager growing up in high school, you have like, you're socially anxious and you're socially awkward whenever you're trying to talk to girls or make new friends, or maybe you have to speak in front of the class for like a group project. But I think that's pretty normal, right? I feel like we all have stages of social anxiety. I think that's just part of being a human. But this other stuff, like being bipolar, clinical depression, sadness, like any of these other things, like what, unfortunately, man, what's that guy's name that took his life? The cook, the chef. Oh, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Joe Rogan's friend. Well, Bourdain. Man, I can't believe a guy like Bourdain, who had everything. He had that travel show. He's like traveling around the world, eating the best foods. He's like practicing jujitsu. He seems so like happy and loving life, and he is just appreciated by everyone, and everyone like looked up to this guy, and he still struggled internally with like his self-confidence and depression and his mood and just these issues he had with his girlfriend at the time, right? And just he takes his own life. Like that's so sad. You know, that stuff is like really sad. Yeah, Bourdain. I can't believe I was blanking on his name for a while. They do last months, good months or weeks, and not so good months or weeks. How do I say your name? Drayonix? What's up, bro? It looks like your profile picture. Is that like some psychedelic minds going on over there? I can't see. The images on YouTube are so small. They're like tiny. But how you doing, bro? I'm going to assume you came here from some psychedelic video. Oh yeah, Alex. Yo, Alex Gray is wild. If you guys haven't seen any of Alex Gray's artwork before, it's basically like a visual interpretation of what a psychedelic experience would look like, and very accurate, strangely accurate in a weird way when it comes to like the translucent beings, and you can see like the nervous system and the pathways through the human body all the way up to the brain. Super interesting. I would love to maybe get a piece of his artwork and put it in the office somewhere. I have like all this space down here. I'm still not done renovating. This wall behind me is still green. I painted half of it. I gotta paint the rest. And there's all this like junk back here I gotta get rid of. So the office is still under construction. Still a lot of things I gotta do. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Schizophrenia is actually very common, 1 in 300, but it's a spectrum of different psychotic disorders. Wow, 1 in 300? Really? Man, if I had to guess, I would have said like 1 in 30,000 or something. 1 in 300? That's so common. So out of 30,000 people, there's 100 people with schizophrenia? Dang. That's insane. I never knew that. Jeez. Yeah, that seems way too common to be comfortable with. Okay, so that means I've definitely met someone with schizophrenia, because I've ran into or made acquaintances with well over 300 people in my life. It usually develops from 25 to 30 years old, so I'm not in the clear. Oh, jeez. Really? It develops in your late 20s? I'm not in the clear yet. I'm scared. Wow, that's wild. So does that mean I'm in the clear? Because I'm 38. Yo, I'm over the hill, bro. I'm ancient. I'm old man LeBron. Old. That's me, bro. I'm getting like the gray hairs in my face now. It's funny though. It's part of life. I'm gonna be that guy that embraces old age. There's going to be no plastic surgery, no hair dye, no hair transplants in my future. I am someone who is going to fully embrace old age. I think a big part of that is that I'm not afraid of death. It's just a part of life. I think the worst thing is when you see those people that were like famous or maybe like beautiful, like a model when they were younger, and they can't let go of that. And they're getting into like maybe their 60s or 70s or something, and they're going through all this like plastic surgery, and their face is all like stretched and tight, and it's like they're just holding on by like threads to that youthful beauty they once had. I feel like that's a worse look. I think you're better off just letting it go and just embracing who you are. Embrace a gray. Embrace a gray. That's how I feel about it. Or like when your hair starts to go. If my hair goes, I'm just going to shave it all. The only issue is I have like a stupid shape. My head is not symmetrical and my ears are super pointy. So I've shaved my head before and I look like a dumbass. Can't say that word. I look like I'm just not going to comment. I just look terrible. I have like this flat spot in the back of my head. I don't have a good shaped head to be bald. But like if your hair goes, like as a man, you just got to let it go, dude. So I'm going to be that guy. It'll be interesting to see what I look like in the future. I hope LeBron gets one more ring. I can see him retiring in a couple. Yo, I'm on that train too, dude. I want LeBron to get his 5th ring so bad. That guy's another one of my, I guess, heroes or people that I take inspiration from. He's on my list of people that I look up to. I know the guy gets a lot of hate. I get it. And this is coming from a Jordan fan. I grew up watching Michael Jordan. For me, It's Michael Jordan was always the GOAT. He was always the best. He's always the guy. MJ was Air Jordan all day. I've always had Michael Jordan on the top of my GOAT list. But like, watching LeBron's whole career and just being a massive fan, just man, he's up there, dude. He's exceeded so many wild expectations that I can't believe like what he's done even now. Like I can barely run without getting winded for like 2 minutes. This dude's out here playing in the Western Conference Finals. Just insane. Bro, I'm not symmetrical either. I look like a mongoloid. Oh, shit. Mongoloid? Oh my gosh. Yo, that's a strong word. Are we gonna get canceled for saying that word? Yo, is cancel culture coming after us, bro? A mongoloid. I haven't heard that in a while. But at least my hair genetics are top tier. Yeah, I'm very fortunate with that too. Like by my age, usually you get that male pattern baldness where like the sides, your hairline, it recedes all the way on the left and right, and you have that like weird mound at the front. I'm pretty lucky. I guess I have my grandfather's hair. My grandfather had hair all the way until he was 92. Was it 92? Yeah, 92. He had like a full set of hair. So hopefully I'm blessed. My dad has the receding hairline. He just shaves it. My dad goes bald. I think that's the way to do it, Embrace the gray, embrace the wrinkles, the old age. If the hairline goes, shave it off. I think that's the best decision. It's kind of depressing when you see people who are holding on for dear life to like whatever strands of hair they have left or whatever elements of youth they still have on their body. Like, I feel like you get to a certain point, you have to accept who you are. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But I get it. If you were like a model in your prime, or maybe you're just like some music or pop artist, like you're in the spotlight, you're in Hollywood for the past 40 decades, and maybe you don't want to let it go. That's an experience, a life experience that I'll never understand. But yeah, the non-symmetrical thing though, the non-symmetrical head for men, that's an ugly look. It's so ugly if you have like a poorly constructed skull or scalp shape. Like it looks so bad. And for me, it compounds the issue with my extremely pointy ears. I have ears like an elf. Like those Santa Claus elves with like the pointy ears. Yeah, I have that. Kind of sucks. Maybe that's why I got earrings, to hide the pointiness. Who knows? But yeah, man, that's gonna be my future for sure. So I think another look that's really bad is like the wig. I know that wigs are becoming like a lot better. You can't even tell. I've seen like some YouTube videos where like these dudes wear wigs, and it's like, man, you can't even tell the difference. It looks like immaculate. It looks like real hair. Or even those dudes that go to, is it Istanbul or Turkey, where you get those, where they take the hair follicles from like the back of your neck and they move it to the top. Like I hear all these stories of dudes going to Istanbul to get these like hair transplants for men. I get it. Like I get it. You don't want to let go of that stuff, but there's only so much you can do, right? To be honest, I got the Jackie Chan head since I am Asian. Oh, so you got the full, long, straight black hair. Yeah, some dudes are lucky, right? Isn't that funny how that male pattern baldness works? Like I've seen guys in their like 20s get male pattern baldness. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy when you think about it. It's funny how that works. This is why like your genetics plays like a huge role in the type of person you can become. And people don't like to admit this, but this is 100% true in fitness and bodybuilding. A huge part of how you look or the amount of muscle you can add to your frame is entirely based on your genetics. There are some guys out there, and I'm sure you all have seen them, that have these like male frames where they can just put on an incredible amount of muscle mass. And like some dudes genetically are just like built different. Either it's like the symmetry in their abdominals, where the ab muscles, they form those perfectly horizontal lines where you can have like the 6 and 8 pack showing, or you're like me, who I have like the asymmetrical cuts in my abdomen where like my abs look kind of crooked. They don't line up, right? And again, it's like genetics. There's nothing you can really do about that. But if you get like a genetic specimen and you add on the fact that they may work really hard or they might get obsessed with a certain sport like weightlifting or bodybuilding, that's when you get these extreme outliers like LeBron James, for example, right? LeBron James, that guy's like genetically gifted, like 1 in a billion, plus unbelievably disciplined, unbelievably hardworking, and just gets after it, right? And when you combine those two things, you get the extreme outlier of outliers. That's just like John Jones, for example, UFC heavyweight champion now, right? John Jones, because he beat Cyril Gane. Another guy, just complete outlier. And there's some dudes, like, you could go to the gym 4 hours a day, every single day for 10 years, and you'll never look like some of these guys. It's just not possible, right? Like even, what's a great example? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, the Austrian, my heritage, just like me. I should have good genetics for bodybuilding. Like, I'm part Austrian. Come on now. How come I didn't get the Arnold genes with like the iron pecs and the big shoulders and the chest? I didn't get any of that, bro. I'm in the gym struggling to bench 200. That was like my max. My max PR for barbell bench press, it was like 205. I couldn't even reach a man's bench. I couldn't even get to 225. You know how upsetting that was for me? I'm like, dude, real men bench 225, 2 plates, and I'm in there struggling at 205. Come on now. Where's that Arnold genetics? The same hormone that gives men beards is the same that causes hair loss. Oh, really? That's interesting. People who are predisposed to hair loss are just more sensitive to it in their scalp. The hormone that gives men beards are the same that causes hair loss. So I can grow a pretty flush beard. Does that mean I'm also susceptible to the same, or I'm predisposed for hair loss as well? Is that why Asian people generally have pretty good hair, because they can't grow a beard? Because a lot of Asian people can't grow a beard, right? Obviously, this beard came from my dad's genetics. I wonder how that works. It's interesting. I saw this doc on LeBron versus the Celtics Game 6. He was on a different level that day. Oh, that was that Miami LeBron? When they were playing Pierce, Garnett, Allen, and Rondo? And then LeBron had that... Was that iconic moment where he was like mean mugging the Celtics and he was bending over and he had his hands on his knees and he just like staring dudes down? He has so many iconic moments with the Celtics. There was that one epic, was it Game 6 that he won? They were down 3-2 and then they won Game 7 as well. And he also had that crazy dunk on Jason Terry, made him look like a child. I read somewhere if you can bench your body weight, you're in the top 5% in the world. Oh wow, really? I can bench my body weight. My body weight is 170. Actually, I haven't benched in a while. So my bench PR was 200 or did I get 205? I think I might have got 205 for 1 rep. I think that was my PR. I did 190 for reps, and I did 205 for 1 rep. And at the time I weighed 165. Now I weigh 170. My fat ass ate too much food over my vacation. Too much donuts or something. Too much Tim Hortons. So I got the full stash, no beard connection. Okay, so you have the full hair under your nose, above your lip, but no beard connect. Beard does not equal hair loss. It's just if your hair follicles are sensitive to the hormone that causes hair loss. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Never knew that. Your hair follicles are sensitive to the hormone that causes hair loss. Damn, that's like such an unfortunate thing for some guys. Like, I know there's a lot of men that are really insecure, about their hair. It's it sucks, man. I wish we didn't have to go through these things. But it's interesting though, like women have like full hair like their whole life, right? They don't have, wait, is there a female like baldness thing? Like, no, right? So are women just, maybe they are immune to that hormone? I wonder how that works. I hit 225 on bench when I was 17. Yo, look at this beast, bro. 225 when you were 17 at 165 body weight? Well, that's incredible. Just hard work and good genetics when it comes to strength. Oh, dude, you have the good genetics. That's crazy. 225 at 165 body weight. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, 165. It was... I could do 200 for 2 reps, I think. And the second rep would be one of those, like, those jiggler reps where you're like shaking, where you're going like this. and the bar doesn't move in a smooth vector. It's like jiggling all over the place. That was me. That's 2 reps for me at 200. So, damn, dude, that's wild. 17. That's like, is that peak? No, that's not peak testosterone. That's like developing testosterone. I wonder, is there an age where you peak for weightlifting? I wonder what that is. Rogaine thoughts for beard growth. Rogaine? Isn't that the thing that Joe Rogan took? I remember I saw a video where Joe Rogan was talking about how he took this thing called Rogaine, and it was so ridiculous because his name is Rogan. I'm actually not too familiar with Rogaine. I've heard about it though. I'm 150 and I can bench it, only 3 reps. Wait, bench what? Bench your body weight or bench 225? Red, if you can bench 225, I'm going to lose my mind, bro, at 150. Why might a beard be fuller on one side of face and less on other side of face? I don't know. Do I have that? Do I have a patchy beard? I don't think so. My beard is pretty flush. It's funny because I never knew I could grow a beard. I always had no facial hair. And then I think it was in one of my YouTube videos, I was like, I'm just not going to shave and see what pathetic beard can grow. And all of a sudden it just full beard. I was like, yo, this is wild. I can actually grow a beard. Joe Rogaine. Joe Rogaine. Oh, yo, that is awful. Joe Rogaine. And Rogan, he has male pattern baldness, right? Because he shaves his head, so I'm assuming he lost his hair. And he was a guy that he did what? Fear Factor, right? Rogan? He was the host of Fear Factor. I remember watching that when I was a teenager. He had a full set of hair, young face, swole and ripped. Okay, it is body weight. Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you could do 225 at 150, I'm gonna have to like end my life or something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to like renew a personal trainer or something. You guys are putting me to shame with my lack of strength. I want to get back to I gotta find a new gym because I moved cities last year, so my whole workout routine is all messed up. Luckily, I have like workout equipment at home. I have adjustable dumbbells in my garage with an inclined bench. I have a whole bunch of equipment at home, so I can do my own home gym workouts. But I still prefer going to a commercial gym. Just something about the atmosphere of being with the bros. You know, that like meathead mentality, that camaraderie that you have with like dudes at the gym, it just motivates you. And I'm one of those weird guys. I'll talk to people in the gym too. Like, I'll ask like those freaking 250-pound bros, yo, can you spot me? I'm benching 180. And they'll spot me with like one hand. I like talking to those guys though. Because some of those, like, even if they may be roided up, like say they're on gear, right? They still have this insane obsession with like their health. And they're also super strict on diet as well, right? I remember I had a conversation with this one guy. He told me he ate like a very specific amount of almonds because it gave him his daily intake for vitamin K. And I was like, vitamin K? What the hell is vitamin K? Like, I never hear anyone talk about vitamin K. It's like you hear about, oh, you know, C and citrus and D from the sun and whatever, right? Maybe sometimes you hear about vitamin A, but vitamin K? Like, what is that? What is that even useful for? So like those bros, they take their health and nutrition to like a whole new level. Probably like an unhealthy level, to be honest, like sort of like an obsession level. However, if you are open enough to, you know, to have a conversation with some of these guys, they can actually give you some really good tips about, you know, when they're going through cutting season, what they eat, their macros, their micros, supplements they take. And I used to be fully immersed in that world. I love all that stuff. Not so much anymore. Like I don't weigh my food anymore. I still have my 2 food scales upstairs, but I'm past those days of weighing out 200 grams of white rice for my post-workout meal. That was past me. But I still enjoy talking to people who are obsessed about a certain thing because you can like learn from them, right? So I find it interesting. Would you say, wait, hold on. Rogan is so jacked, I don't think he gives a yeah, Rogan is shredded. That guy is so strong, dude. Maybe not shredded is the right word, but he's like, his pure strength is unbelievable for his age. Would you say every man should be able to bench, squat, and deadlift at least body weight as a marker of vitality and good health? Would I say that to be true? Not necessarily. I feel like you could still be healthy without having to do those 3 things. But I could see its utility. Like my bench was okay, let's see. What were my PRs? Bench was 205. My squat was 315. And my deadlift was 415, I think. I think those were my PRs for the 3 lifts. And also OHP, overhead press, I think was 105. Because that's generally like the lowest, right? It's usually overhead press is the weakest, then bench, squat, and then deadlift. Generally, there's like that progression in weight. I would say a better marker for good vitality and health is if you could do those 3 lifts with good form without pain. I feel like that would be maybe better because there's some guys that could. I've seen dudes deadlift an incredible amount of weight, but their form is atrocious. it like gives me nightmares when I see like their back arching in like a half moon, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna like rupture you're gonna have like a bulging disc or something if you're deadlifting like that. Rogan is like 1 feet tall but strong. Yo, everyone like clowns a guy for his height. On his podcast, he said he's 5'7", but I've read that people say he's like 5'4" or 5'5" on a good day. I wonder how tall he actually is. Okay, let me Google that. Let's see. What does Google have to say? What is Joe Rogan's height? Joe Rogan's height is 1.72 meters. Well, I'm Canadian too. I don't even like meters to feet. Like, come on now. What is this? 1.72 is 5'6". Okay, so it says 5'6". Maybe vitamin K3. Yeah, like I don't even know what that is. What is vitamin K3? Vitamin X xenomorph is the real hidden gem of the fitness industry. What is that? Vitamin X? Is that even a thing? Vitamin X is a hardcore Dutch punk band. Okay, I'm Googling the wrong thing here. I want to be like Greg Doucette. Oh, Doucette. How do you say that guy's name? Is it Doucette? Isn't that the guy that like shit talks everyone? He makes all these videos claiming that people are natty. Is that the right guy? Man, I'm so out of the loop when it comes to YouTube fitness. I used to be like all in. Like that was my entire subscription feed. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Oh god. First video I see. Build a juicy chest. Oh, dude. Oh yeah, he is a natty or not guy, right? Yeah. Not interested. No thanks. That guy's all about like that negativity and controversy, right? Not for me. Like that whole world of man, like the whole fitness industry is so annoying because there's so much like I don't know what you would call it. There's all these like conflicting ideas and people don't agree with stuff and people claim they're on gear or they're natural. Then there was the whole Liver King thing who was saying in all his interviews that he was natty. And like, of course he's not. Just the whole industry, it's like tainted. There was a massive boom on YouTube. I can't remember what year. It was sort of like the Mike Thurston, David Lade, who else was big? Jeff Nippard, and a couple other guys. That Irish guy too. What was his name? Rob Lipsett? Like those guys, I loved following their channels when YouTube fitness was like blowing up. But then like you get all these like dudes on gear and it just I don't know. Like if you're gonna take roids, just say it. Like the worst thing you can do is deny. And then when it comes out that you're like juiced to the gills on TRT, EPO, whatever test, whatever exogenous steroid you're taking, you look like a fool and all your credibility is lost. So like, I don't know, man. Like if I took TRT, I would straight up tell you. I'd be like, yo, guess what I did today? I did my first cycle of TRT. I'm 47 and I'm taking testosterone. I don't know, like maybe, but if I did it, I would just tell you. Because the drawback of being dishonest and someone catching you, it's devastating for your credibility, right? Vitamin Tren? is crazy, go buy it. Strength does not equal health. Who is worse health? Winner of Mr. Olympia, of winner of an ultra marathon? I don't know. That's a tough question. Like Mr. Olympia, those guys are all on gear, right? Ultra marathon is wild because that's like, I'm assuming your body gets destroyed, right? I don't know. I don't know enough of either of those two things. I don't follow Mr. Olympia or ultra marathons. Modern fitness culture is trash. Yeah, I know what you mean. Liver King was obviously on gear. I'm on gear too, I admit it. Or am I? Bro, you taking roids to bench 150 at 150? Everyone is on roids, Nate Diaz. Oh, did Nate Diaz really say that? Yeah, the whole steroid thing, I hate everything around steroids, USADA, the UFC, the Tour de France, Major League Baseball, like everything. It all just sucks because everything just gets tainted, right? I remember like that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire home run competition they were having. And those guys are like on massive steroids, right? And then like it ruins like the rec. Like I just hate it altogether. And even like when Lance Armstrong was being sued, and then you find out like 19 out of the top 20 guys in the Tour de France all take EPO anyway. So it's like, what's the point, man? So I don't know. Thoughts on Andrew Huberman citing psilocybin as a real tool for life progression and goal achievement, and how does it rank versus LSD in your opinion? Okay, so that's an interesting question. So I am not well versed in LSD. I've never tried it. I've read about it. I've looked into it. I've heard and discussed the effects with people who have tried it, but I have no personal experience when it comes to LSD. So that's a topic that I don't really give my opinion on, because I think it's, if there's something you don't know, especially as like a YouTuber, you should just say, I don't know. There's like this weird stigma with especially people and content creators. They always want to like have an opinion or have an answer for something. So for LSD, I just say, I don't know. But when it comes to psilocybin and Andrew Huberman, there's lots of interesting research coming out. And I think the main key idea there is the benefit of, I believe it's neuroplasticity. I can't say the word, where psilocybin has this effect of repairing and creating new I don't know what you call it, like these like pathways in your brain. And there's like, it's hard for me to recite the literature because I read it, but I'm not smart enough to recite it, obviously. But basically, there's all this like research going into how psychedelic mushrooms can build and repair these pathways in your brain, and it's called like neuroplasticity. And there's all these like positive benefits when it comes to your brain development, and that's like super, super interesting and super awesome. The only thing I'm wary about is I haven't heard too much on the negative side effects, aside from the fact that if you have a history of schizophrenia in your family, then taking high dosages of psilocybin, the compound that's found in psychedelic mushrooms, it can be detrimental to your health. So aside from that, it seems like the pros vastly outweigh the cons. And so I'm confident in Andrew Huberman and what he sort of releases, because that guy's a super nerd. That guy is like all in on anything scientific or any type of clinical research study or double-blind placebo test. That guy's all in on that. So I sort of take what he says at face value, because that guy's super, super intelligent, and he's at a level that I'll never be able to get to. But yeah, in terms of like a real tool for life progression, 100% agree. And it seems like the scientific literature backs it up. And the LSD stuff, aside from just having these transcendent experiences that can give you perspective on life, I haven't read anything when it comes to physical brain development or pathways. So again, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about the LSD stuff. Interesting question though. I wish I could have a good, well-formulated answer for that. Boxing. Oh, boxing? Is boxing known for for the roids? I guess so, right? Those guys. Now I just feel like everyone is just like, if there's an opportunity for you to make millions of dollars and you're given a choice to take some type of steroids, and maybe you're poor or you come from some underdeveloped country, or maybe your family doesn't have money, I would do it too. Like if I was coming from a place of poverty or I was struggling financially and I had a chance to be a pitcher for Major League Baseball or be a designated hitter, and some dude is like, here, take this gear. It will give you confidence, it'll boost your performance, and it will help you get like a $10 million contract, which could change your life. I'd probably do it too. I'd probably do it if that meant giving my family a better life. So I totally get it. The part that kind of sucks is like when you're already at the top, like you're an A-Rod, you're like an Alex Rodriguez on the New York Yankees, for example, and you just want to chase, I don't know, Babe Ruth's home run record or something, and then you do roids. Well, that kind of sucks, right? So, Derek is on roids. We've all been bamboozled. Bro, the second I take TRT or any of that stuff, I'll tell you guys straight up. I'll tell you straight up. I would. I honestly would. Because there'd be no reason for me to hide. You know what? What supplements do I actually take? Let me think. So, if we're being totally transparent here. So I take whey isolate, protein powder, creatine monohydrate, fish oil, vitamin D, magnesium, calcium. What else do I take? I have one of those like grandpa boxes. You know those little cases that has all the days of the week labeled on them, so you don't forget to take your meds, for like those dudes that are like 85. Yeah, I have one of those with like my daily supplements. There's something else that I take. I've tried turmeric from time to time for inflammation. What else do I take? There's something else that I take too. I can't remember. It's escaping my mind. But anyways, yeah. So like, those are the supplements that I take, and pre-workout. I have pre-workout from time to time. Let's see. Psychedelic research started with LSD in the 50s with great results. From what I've heard, LSD is more visual and less feelings than psilocybin. Oh, okay. Psilocybin helps make neural pathways and increases plasticity. Also, psilocybin and LSD are non-toxic. There is no deadly dose, but risky for those with mental disorders. Okay, so yeah, so you're echoing pretty much what I was trying to say, but you're able to word it better. You said it better than I did. I overdosed on C4? Yo, what is going on? Yo, this stream is taking a turn for the worse today. You guys are funny. Alternative perspective, as a natural athlete, I would prefer a level playing field over competing against an enhanced athlete. But who am I to judge another man who will do whatever it takes to provide for his family and win gold? Yeah, it's like I don't agree with the performance enhancing drugs, obviously, especially if you're competing with guys that are natural. That's not fair. Like, what is that? However, I totally get it if you're like this dude from, like, what's a popular country for baseball players? In the Caribbean or something. You're like one of those guys from the Caribbean who say you grew up in poverty and you're like this 1 in a million pitcher that has a chance to make it big and play for like the Detroit Tigers or something through their call-up farm league system. And maybe TRT or some exogenous steroid is the difference between you making the league or not. It could be the difference between feeding your family for generations or not, providing a better life for your kids or not, right? So like when a parent is put in that situation, I totally get it. I totally understand. Like when someone in that position would do it. I get it. The issue that I have, it's like, I don't know, say if you're LeBron James's son, say you're Bronny James, who is going to play for USC, I think, next year in the NCAA. Let's say like that guy, let's say he takes gear and he's like juiced to the gills. Well, you're already coming from like a place of massive privilege where your dad is a billionaire. You have everything. You have all the advantages in life. You have money. You're set for life. Like you have everything. In that situation, like a dude like that taking gear, that's bullshit. Because then you're just trying to, like, I don't know, break records or, like I feel like the justification isn't as strong, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that, or am I out of line? I don't know. Like I feel for those people that just have nothing, right? Like what if you're just born in this country where you don't have opportunities, right? And maybe playing in the NHL or MLB or NBA or something, that's like all you got, just because of like what part of the earth you were born on. So what is this? There's like something in my hair. Is that a gray hair or is that some like dust? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting idea to think about. An alternative perspective as an... Oh, wait, no, I read that already. I think maybe commissions should legalize steroids and have athletes be marked as enhanced or not, and the audience may do what they want with that information. You know what? If there was a super juiced up Major League Baseball, like if there was like a separate league for baseball, like all these guys are on roids, I'd rather watch that and like let's see the craziness of home runs. I that's what I would do. Give me all the roided up 300-pound dudes that can hit like 500 feet home runs or whatever it is. Jay's Adventure, what's up, dude? Hey, Derek, have you heard from Tristan? He took everything down, was concerned for him. Yeah, so this morning I talked to a bunch of people from Mr. Anti-Gambler's YouTube channel. I talked to Blackout Gambler. I talked to Ken Smith, who was in the chat, and some other people. I reached out to Tristan. I sent him an email, as he was someone who was on my podcast before. I missed the last stream he had before he took everything down. So at first, it sounded like he was just rebranding his channel. And so I thought he was just going to change from Mr. Anti-Gambler to just Tristan, his main name, and that his channel would go on as normal. But it looks like he scrapped the whole thing. He removed all his live streams, all his videos, his shorts, everything. And the channel is just like bare bones. And so I reached out to him. Blackout Gambler and Ken did. We all sent him emails and we all got no response. So I'm assuming maybe he deleted his Mr. Anti-Gambler email as well. I don't have his personal number, so I can't contact him in any other way. So I'm like you. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm assuming he's coming back with a whole brand new channel, because I think maybe his parents, or I can't remember who it was. It didn't like that he was streaming and talking about anti-gambling stuff. Remember he mentioned how he has thin walls in his house and he needed to soundproof his room. So yeah, man, I just hope he's okay. Hopefully he just comes back and just creates content, whatever he's going to create. But if he does come back, I think it's going to be absent of any anti-gambling content. I think from what I've gathered, he's sort of moved on from that stuff. So we tried reaching out, haven't heard anything. But the second I find something out, I'll let you know, or come and message me somewhere, or leave me a comment, and I'll respond to you if I ever find anything out. But yeah, that's the update. It sucks, man. I hate that. I hate when I see like YouTubers that I enjoy, they either give up or they delete everything, or I don't know. It's just, it's unfortunate because when I started my channel in 2019, there was like 20 of us that were all creating content together. We all started at the same time. And now there's only me and one other guy left. The other 18, they all quit. And I get it. It sucks. You like being a content creator, it's hard on your mental health. Because like you get haters, you get trolls. I get personal emails now to my email with like these awful hate comments. And I'm fortunate because I'm old enough, I'm mature enough, I have good enough mental health that it doesn't bother me. Right? I get these crazy people that send me wild emails with this hateful, heinous shit. Like threatening my family, threatening my wife, my kids, who I am, just awful. Like people just say awful things. However, I don't care. I don't care what they have to say about me. I have never cared. It doesn't bother me. I am too old to let some 13-year-old troll talk some shit to try to bring me down. So, good luck. My email is on my YouTube page. I'm not taking it down. It's out there for everyone. You want to send me a hateful email, derekbearsy@gmail.com. Go ahead. Doesn't bother me. However, I can totally see why it can, really affect other people. It's a form of bullying. Like it's cyberbullying. It's hateful. People don't like to hear this type of stuff, right? People don't like to take criticism. And I get it, but my position is kind of different because I've dealt with criticism my entire life. Ever since I dropped out of university at 18, for the past 20 years, family, peers, friends, everyone has criticized me. Everyone has thrown their 2 cents at me, given their opinions for why I'm wasting my life, what I'm doing is stupid. I've dealt with that my entire life. My whole life I've had to deal with that shit. But if you just starting off on YouTube, and you get these like troll comments that people are saying awful stuff to you or about you, it's going to affect you if you don't have experience with dealing with that type of stuff. If you don't have strong mental health, if you aren't able to take an insult and not let it hurt you personally. Like if you don't know how to deal with that, it can cause you to want to quit, right? This is why so many YouTubers quit. So many people start their channel 8 months, 12 months, 16 months later, they haven't posted in a year or two. It's very common. Like this social media experiment that we're going through right now in society. And this is why I talk about mental health so much. Like if you don't have a strong foundation or belief in yourself or self-esteem or self-confidence, the moment you face any type of adversity in your life, you're going to crumble, right? And especially when you start off anything new, when you start a new business, a new channel, it's hard, man. Yeah, so I feel for the dude. I hope he's okay. And it's just, it's an unfortunate part of the game, right? It sucks when you see like one of your favorite YouTubers or content creators call it quits, or they're, they don't want to do this anymore, or they can't deal with all the hate and they delete their channel or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's unfortunate. All the trolls can get the smoke here. Yeah. Bring it on, man. I don't. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can. I get wild emails from people. Okay, let's see this. Look at this email. So the title, or the subject of this email is "fuckboy," and it says, "Eat a bag of puppy dicks, you snake motherfucker." Yeah, like, who sends that? Okay, eat a bag of puppy dicks. Yo, this guy called me a snake, bro, and a fuckboy. That's hilarious. So this other guy called me a shit stain? Oh, all right, dude. It's actually pretty funny. It makes me laugh. So, whatever. Let's see. Derek tips / opinions on my daily training regimen. 6 to 10 mile run, 1 hour lift or Thai boxing, 1 hour, 1 hour sauna cold plunge too. Dude, that's like top tier 1% of 1%. That's daily? Daily. You're doing running, lifting, or boxing plus hot and cold daily? Yo, that's unbelievable, dude. That's 1% of 1% of 1%. Like, I feel like me at my most disciplined, it was lifting 4 days a week, cardio 2 days a week, 1 day rest, 3 days a week sauna, and 7 days a week cold showers. At my absolute peak, when I had no kids, like all the time in the world, that was my peak training regimen. And if you're doing all that daily, that's insane. Holy. That's impressive, dude. If that's real, that's like, hats off to you, man. That's unbelievable. Holy shit. I'd be dead. You cardio and lifting every day? Bro, I'd be done. I'd need like an ACL replacement. I'd probably have bad knees. I need an ACL with an MCL reconstruction. Probably a new Achilles tendon too, with my old ass. I'd need all the cold plunge. Oh, shit. What's depressing is that a lot of trolls are grown-ass men. Yeah, that's sad. It's the way I think about it, I always view it as like some 13-year-old just having fun, right? That's my guess. So haters can't hurt my ego if I had ego death. I wonder if that helped me. Because I've gone through extreme ego death. Humbled me, just changed me in so many ways. I wonder if that's beneficial to my ability to take criticism without taking it personally. I wonder. Yes, wow, so that is your real daily routine? No bullshit? No cap? Bro, you better not be capping, bro. Because that's unbelievable. If that's no cap, damn. Yeah, some David Goggins shit, man. That's crazy. Are you going to be like some... Dude, you're going to be summer shredded by June. That's like 5% body fat. You keep that routine up. Unless you eat like a total asshole. You go to McDonald's. Is your pre-workout or post-workout McDonald's and Burger King? Don't ruin all that hard work with a terrible diet. Because I know guys like that too. I used to dirty bulk. When I was trying to gain mass. When I was like scrawny and 145, I was doing Whopper Wednesdays. I did 4 Whoppers on Wednesday. It was wild. I was like bulking like crazy. I was trying to get from 145 to 155, I think. When I was like, how old was I? I was like early 20s. I was like weak and scrawny. But yeah, that dirty bulk, dude. Jeez. The amount of like trans fat and processed food and salt and sugar that I probably ingested. Ugh. Disgusting. This is a wild stream today. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Probably going to end this stream in like 5 minutes or so. Going to, it's almost 3 o'clock here. Going to go have some lunch and probably spend some time with the kids because they're upstairs doing something. This was a good stream though. It's good to get back in the grind, you know, back into like the routine. End it. I'm trying to eat. Okay, me too, bro. All right, guys. Red, Joseph. Who else is here? AFRH, Jay's Adventure, and everyone else who came by. Really appreciate you guys coming by. Having these conversations makes the stream so much fun. Look out for the huge podcast tomorrow. I did a massive podcast with a big creator. I'm super excited for it. It's coming out on my other channel, the Bearsy podcast, tomorrow morning. I'm super hyped for that. And as of right now, we'll see what other content I have planned for the future. I gotta catch up. Gotta get back into like the rhythm, the grind, the routine. And I'm super excited, you know, for the rest of the year. And we'll have another stream. Let's do it again next weekend, 27th or 28th. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and hit the like button, subscribe, or all that type of stuff if you want to help out the channel algorithmically. And that's it. Bye.